Picture this: a warm summer day in Long Island, New York, July 2009. The sun's out, the air's buzzing with that lazy weekend vibe, and in a tidy suburban neighborhood, Diane Schuler's life looks like something out of a postcard. She's 36, a cable company exec with a knack for keeping everything in line. Her job, her home, her family. She's married to Daniel, a quiet security guard, and they've got two little ones, Aaron, 2, and Brian, 5, who light up their world. It's the kind of setup that screams stability. A minivan in the driveway, family photos on the fridge, plans for a camping trip upstate with Diane's brother and his kids. But peel back that shiny surface, and there's something festering, something nobody's ready for. Diane's the glue holding it all together, or so everyone thinks. She's sharp, dependable, the friend you call when you need to get stuff done. Daniel leans on her, maybe too much, and she wears that responsibility like a badge. Her kids are her heart. She's the mom who's always got snacks ready, bedtime stories on lock. But lately, something's off. Her sister-in-law Jackie's noticed it. Diane's edgier, her laughs a little forced. Co-workers catch her staring at her desk, hands clenched, like she's fighting some invisible battle. Money's been tight. Sure. Bills piling up, whispers of loans, but it's deeper than that. There's a shadow creeping into her eyes, a crack in the perfect wife and mother she's always been. That weekend, they're off to Sullivan County, a couple hours north, for a camping getaway. Diane's driving the red Ford Windstar, her 2 kids strapped in the back with her 3 nieces. Emma, 8, Allison, 7, and Kate, 5, chattering away. Daniel's trailing in his own car with the dog, a routine they've done before. Saturdays all marshmallows and campfire giggles. Sundays lazy by the lake. But there's a shift in Diane nobody can quite name. Jackie catches her staring into the distance, jaw tight, like she's somewhere else entirely. Nobody presses her. She's Diane the Rock. Why would they worry? Come Monday, July 26th, it's time to head home. Diane loads the 5 kids into the van, waving to her brother Warren and Jackie with a promise to call when they're safe. The plan's straightforward. Drop the nieces at Warren's place in Westchester, then back to Long Island. Daniel's still in his car, tailing behind. It's a 2-hour drive, nothing crazy. But as they pull out, there's this vibe, like the air's heavier, like something's waiting to snap. Diane's got that same distant look, her grip on the wheel a little too tight. Jackie later says she had a bad feeling, a knot in her gut she couldn't shake. Nobody knows it yet, but that perfect family weekend is about to spiral into a nightmare nobody saw coming. The Schuler house isn't feeling so cozy anymore as that summer rolls on. Behind closed doors, things are getting tense. Little arguments flaring up, silences stretching too long. Diane's still playing the part, smiling for the neighbors, kissing the kids goodnight, but it's like she's wearing a mask that's starting to slip. Daniel's noticing it too. He's quieter than usual, tiptoeing around her moods. They've been fighting more about money mostly. Bills are stacking up, and Diane's the one handling the finances. She's always been good with numbers, but lately, she's dodging questions, brushing him off with a sharp, "I've got it." Something's eating at her, and it's starting to bleed into everything. Inside Diane's head, it's a storm nobody can see. She's juggling a high-pressure job, 2 kids, a husband who doesn't pull his weight like she does. But it's more than that. There's a secret gnawing at her, something she's buried deep. Friends say she's been popping painkillers for a toothache, washing them down with coffee to keep going. Jackie's heard her mention headaches, sleepless nights, but Diane waves it off. Tough as nails, right? Only she's not sleeping, not really. She's up late, staring at bank statements, her mind spinning. Whatever's going on, she's keeping it locked tight, and it's turning her into someone nobody recognizes. That Monday morning, they're on the road back from the campground. Diane's behind the wheel, 5 kids in tow, her 2 and Warren's 3. It's a straight shot down the Taconic State Parkway, a route she knows like the back of her hand. But something's wrong from the jump. She's weaving a little, not much, but enough that the kids notice. Brian asks if she's okay. She snaps back, "I'm fine." Too quick, too harsh. They stop at a McDonald's around 11 a.m. Witnesses later say she's unsteady, fumbling with her purse, eyes glassy. She grabs an orange juice, but it's sitting untouched while the kids eat. She's not eating, just staring out the window, hands trembling. As they hit the highway again, it gets worse. She's speeding up, then slowing down, swerving like she's fighting the wheel. The kids are giggling at first, thinking it's a game, but then Emma, the oldest, tells her to slow down. Diane doesn't answer. Her face is blank, like she's checked out. She pulls over at a gas station, and a clerk sees her stumble out, looking dazed. She grabs a bottle of vodka, big one too, but leaves it on the counter, muttering something about forgetting her wallet. Back in the van, she's chain-smoking, windows up, the air thick with it. The kids are coughing, asking to crack a window. She yells at them to be quiet. It's not Diane anymore. It's someone else, someone unraveling fast. By noon, she's a ticking bomb. She's driving erratic, passing cars like she's racing something only she can see. Her phone's buzzing, Warren, checking in, but she's not picking up. Daniel calls too, says later he got a garbled voicemail, her voice slurring about being lost. She's barreling down the Taconic, and every mile that bad feeling's growing. Whatever's driving her, pain, fear, something darker. It's got her in a chokehold, and those 5 kids don't know they're strapped into a death trap. The Taconic State Parkway stretches out ahead, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through the green of upstate New York. It's just past 1 p.m. on July 26th, and Diane Schuler's red minivan is tearing through it. A missile with no brakes. The kids in the back are getting restless. Brian's whining, the nieces are bickering, but Diane's not hearing them. She's hunched over the wheel, eyes locked on the road, or maybe on something nobody else can see. The van's veering hard now, crossing lanes, tires screeching. Drivers honk, swerve to avoid her, but she's not slowing down. Whatever's taken her over, it's past the point of no return. Warning signs are screaming by this point. A trucker calls 911 around 1:15, says there's a red minivan driving like a maniac, weaving through traffic at 70, 80 miles an hour. Another driver spots her pulled over on the shoulder, head down, like she's sick, or worse. She's got that vodka bottle from the gas station now, slugging it back between drags on her cigarette. The kids are scared. Emma's yelling at her to stop, but Diane's not responding. She's muttering to herself, words slurring into nonsense. Brian later says she told him, something's wrong, but she doesn't explain. She just floors it again, back into traffic, straight into hell. There's this moment where it feels like time slows down, like the world's holding its breath. She's in the wrong lane now, heading north in the southbound lanes, against traffic. Cars are dodging her, horns blaring, but she's not turning back. It's deliberate, unhinged, like she's chasing something, or running from it. At 1:35 p.m., it happens. She slams head-on into an SUV carrying 3 guys. Guy Bastardi, 49, his dad Michael, 81, and their buddy Daniel Longo, 74. The impact's apocalyptic. Metal crumples, glass explodes, the van flips. 6 dead on the spot. Diane, her 3 nieces, Aaron, and the 3 men. Brian's the only one left, barely alive, screaming in the wreckage. The scene's pure chaos. Drivers stop, run to help, but it's too late. Blood's everywhere. The air's thick with gas and smoke. First responders pull Brian out. He's got broken bones, cuts, but he's breathing. The rest are gone, bodies mangled beyond recognition. Cops show up, and the highway's a graveyard. 8 lives snuffed out in seconds. Witnesses are shaking, saying she didn't even try to swerve. It's not an accident, It's a massacre. And as the sirens wail, that question hits hard. What the hell happened to Diane? The aftermath is a gut punch. Families are shattered. Warren and Jackie lose their girls. Daniel loses his wife and daughter. The Bastardis and Longo's loved ones are left reeling. Brian's in the hospital, too young to understand he's the last one standing. People are crying, screaming, trying to make sense of it. But there's this eerie feeling hanging over it all. Something's not adding up, and it's about to tear everything apart even more. The tectonic crash leaves a scar on New York that doesn't fade. It's July 27th now, and the wreckage is still smoking as cops and investigators swarm the scene. 8 dead, 1 kid clinging to life. What went wrong? Diane Schuler's name's all over the news, her face plastered on screens. The mom who snapped, the wife who drove her family to ruin. But as the questions pile up, the answers don't come easy. This isn't just a tragedy. It's a mystery wrapped in a nightmare, and everyone's desperate to crack it open. Daniel's a wreck when the cops get to him. He's lost Aaron, Diane, and he's got Brian in the ICU. He's sobbing, saying she wasn't a drinker, wasn't reckless. She was his rock. Warren and Jackie are inconsolable. Their 3 girls gone in a flash. They're begging for explanations, but all they've got is grief. The Bastardi family's furious, calling it murder, demanding justice. Cops find the vodka bottle in the van, half empty, and a tox report comes back fast. Diane's blood alcohol's 0.19, over twice the legal limit, plus THC in her system. She was hammered high, driving 85 miles an hour the wrong way. Case closed, right? Not even close. Daniel's not buying it. He's on TV, voice cracking, swearing Diane didn't drink like that. She had orange juice that morning, he says, clinging to denial. Jackie backs him up, says Diane was fine at the campground, maybe tired, but not wasted. The family hires a lawyer, pushes for more tests, anything to rewrite the story. But the evidence keeps piling up. Witnesses saw her chugging vodka, swerving for miles. Cops dig into her life. Turns out she's been hiding money trouble. Loans she didn't tell Daniel about, credit cards maxed out, a job she might have been fudging numbers on. Was she drowning in debt, faking it all to keep up that perfect wife act? Investigators start peeling back the layers. Diane's not just stressed. She's a pressure cooker ready to blow. Painkillers for a tooth abscess, booze to take the edge off, maybe weed to numb the noise in her head. But why take it this far? Why kill her kids, her nieces, herself? Some say it's a breakdown. Financial ruin pushing her over the edge. Others whisper darker stuff. She staged it, played drunk to cover something bigger, like fraud at work she couldn't outrun. The tox reports the nail in the coffin for most, but for her family, it's a fight. They want her remembered as a victim, not a villain. The legal mess kicks off fast. Lawsuits fly. Warren sues Daniel for letting Diane drive. The Bastardis sue the state for bad road signs. Everyone's pointing fingers. Society's split. Some see a monster, others a mom who lost it. Cops close the case, no charges, she's dead. But the questions linger. Was it despair? A twisted plan? As the courtroom battles heat up, one thing's clear. The truth's locked away with Diane, and it's tearing everyone apart. Months roll by, and the tectonic crash is still a raw wound. Brian's out of the hospital, scarred and quiet, living with Daniel, who's a shell of himself, haunted by a wife he can't defend and a daughter he can't bring back. Warren and Jackie bury their girls, their lives a hollow echo of what they were. The Bastardi and Longo families mourn their losses, their anger simmering into something permanent. 8 graves, 1 survivor, and a question that won't die. Why did Diane do it? The courts, the media, the public, they all want closure, but it's a ghost that keeps slipping away. The legal fight's a circus. By 2011, lawsuits are stacking up. Warren and Jackie versus Daniel, the Bastardis versus the state, millions on the table. Daniel's clinging to his story. Diane wasn't drunk. It's a medical fluke. Stroke. seizure, anything but booze. He pays for private autopsies, grasping at straws, but they just confirmed the original report. She was loaded, no doubt about it. The state settles with the Bastardes for bad signage, but no one's charged. Diane's gone and Daniel's not liable. It's justice on paper, but it feels like nothing to the people left picking up the pieces. Dig deeper, and Diane's unraveling comes into focus. She's not just a stressed-out mom. She's a woman trapped. Financial fraud's the big theory. Insiders say she might have been skimming cash at work, covering it with lies to Daniel. When it started closing in, maybe an audit, maybe a call from the boss, she panicked. The booze, the weed, the crash. Some say it's a cover, a way to torch the evidence and herself before the truth came out. Psychologists weigh in: perfectionist streak, control freak, a mind that couldn't handle failing. But nobody knows for sure. She took that secret to the grave, leaving a trail of bodies behind. The media's relentless. Diane's the taconic mom, a headline monster, drunk, reckless, evil. Talk shows rip her apart. Strangers online call her a killer. Daniel fights back, paints her as a saint, but the public's made up its mind. Warren and Jackie pull away, too broken to defend her anymore. Society's outrage is loud, but it's empty. Nobody's left to punish. Brian grows up with the weight of it, a kid who'll never know why his mom drove them off that cliff. The story's a warning now. Perfection's a lie, and it can kill. In the end, justice doesn't heal squat. The money's paid out, the case is cold, but the scars don't fade. Daniel's alone with his ghosts, Warren's family's shattered, and those 8 deaths hang over New York like a curse. Diane's motive, despair, deception, something worse, stays locked in that van, a room nobody can open. If there's a takeaway, it's this: when someone's too perfect, too in control, look closer. The truth might be a time bomb, and in Diane's case, it blew everything to pieces.